Let's go, boys. It's the co-meet event, and you see the text. It's another absolute meatlock. We're fresh off the inaugural underdog meatlock successful victory last week. Thanks a lot, Jacob Malkoon, for the absolutely easy work over the Diaz army in that one. And we're seeing a similar meatlock in this one, in this co-meet, in this championship bantamweight contest between Aljamain Sterling and TJ Dillashaw, aka TJ the Juice Man. And at 17-4, this is a guy who just beat Corey Sandhagen most recently, but that was a very close fight. I think a lot of people, perhaps even a majority, thought that Corey Sandhagen did enough to win that fight against TJ. And before that, I mean, he got absolutely slept by Cejudo, popped hot, was suspended for 2 years, and then made that return over Corey. And he did technically get the win, and he did look like the old TJ. I mean, it didn't look like he had lost much of a step. It seemed as though all of the talent was still there. You just wonder if even peak TJ is even in the same arena as Aljamain Sterling. I mean, this is a guy who, since the 2017 loss to Marlon Rice, when he he dabbed on him, right? I think that's what he did after just eating that YOLO knee. He's been on an absolute tear. I mean, he's been smoking everyone. Pedro Munoz, Corey Sandhagen, beat Jan twice, and obviously that first Jan contest was one that he was losing in, but in that one most recently, like he just dominated Peter Yan and was able to showcase to all UFC fans that while yes, the way he acquired the championship belt wasn't the most ideal, he showcased that he's well deserved of being the champ when he just absolutely dominated Peter Yan. So we think he's going to dominate TJ Dillashaw. What are your thoughts on this one overall? How do you see Aljo getting this one done? And it's a 62nd overall meatlock. Why?
Yeah, no, I think this is just such a great matchup for Aljo. I think that anything that TJ does, Aljo's better, faster, stronger. Has been absolutely grinding. TJ's been chilling in the grass, little snake, just CEO of EPO with clean juice. He's running businesses. Aljamain Sterling, all he's doing is grinding and getting better, and it's shown because the Peter Yan first fight, Aljo, was not the Aljo that showed up to the second fight. It was a whole other animal. It was very impressive. Me and Uncle Dana had the homie Peter winning that fight still, but didn't upset me that Aljo won. He definitely deserved it because he showed absolute savagery out there, to be honest. I mean, he took his back for a whole round. That's crazy. No one does that to Peter Yan. So I think a very similar fight, honestly, to Peter Yan slash Corey Sandhagen is going to go down. I think the Funk Master is going to decimate TJ, and I think he gets it done in the first or second round. I think he submits him or ground and pound. I don't know. I truly think he's going to ragdoll TJ. I also think Aljamain is going to be a thicker, bigger, stronger fighter out there too. Even though TJ's looking pretty, EPO'd up right now, I just think Aljo's strength is pretty insane. I mean, we saw it versus Peter Yan, and Peter Yan has insane strength too. So I don't know. It's hard for me to believe that TJ's this good. I think TJ is better than Dom Cruz, but Dom Cruz is at the level that he's at right now. It's not OG GOAT Dom Cruz. That's where I think TJ is too. He's very good. He could beat guys like Casey Kenny, but I think if he runs it back Corey Sandhagen, I think Sandhagen finishes him first round. I think if he runs it with Peter Yan, I think Peter Yan destroys him first round. And sad to say, but I think the Funk Master is going to get it done first round. I just think TJ's done. He'll probably retire after this loss. He's 36. He can't take the EPO anymore, so he's going to go be a CEO somewhere else.
Yeah, perhaps the CEO of BKFC, but the CEO of EPO for sure seems to just be hitting its end in this title fight against Aljo. Like, I love the point that you made where, like, wherever this fight goes, Aljo should have the advantage. And although TJ will be the first one to laud his college wrestling pedigree, I think that if we're just looking at MMA wrestling, Aljo is probably the best in the business. I mean, although he's D3 versus D1, the way he strings it together in the UFC cage is on another level. I mean, this guy just is super well rounded, and I don't know if there's anyone who's like quicker in their entries than Aljo. Like this dude will just, as soon as he sees a sliver of an opening, just is hardwired in order to get this fight to the mat. And I see him being able to do that against TJ in this one. You said that he might ragdoll him, and I think that that's going to be the case because this guy is just has a strength that's seemingly unparalleled at 135, and I don't know. Whereas TJ is looking pretty shredded, Aljo just is so compact and just is so much stronger seemingly than everyone in the division. Where I think it's definitely going to be evident in this one, and I like him to be able to take down TJ at will. So if we look over at Tapology, 66% is rolling with Aljo, 34% is rolling with TJ the Juice Man, and if we look at the Sterling backers, majority of it is beige for decision. Do you in any world see this fight going the distance? And if so, is it a dominant one for Sterling, or are you pretty bullish on the Sterling finish?
I'm pretty bullish on the finish, to be honest. I think he's going to go out there with a statement to say and show that he is the best. But wouldn't surprise me if it goes decision. I mean, these guys, they've been known to go to decision, both of these fighters. So it could be a very dominant decision win by the Funk Master. I just think he's going to be the thicker, stronger fighter, better grappler. I mean, probably even better striker. I mean, TJ's striking is just like he does bizarre, weird foot movement, and then he gets slept by Triple C. So it's like, okay, cool. You're not, you know, Dominic Cruz. So I don't think that Dominic Cruz shenanigans that he tries to do with his swagger is gonna work versus Aljo. I think Aljo's gonna be on that back in the first minute.
Yeah, I'm with that too. And we saw how Dom versus TJ played out. I mean, when they did the weird funky style matchup, TJ versus him, he lost that fight. And maybe it would look different today in 2022, but nonetheless, I'm with you all the way. I think Aljo by finish is definitely the pathway in this one. And in this meatlock, we're going to be throwing down an easy 170 at minus 170. It's going to net a cool 100. Keep us well in the green. I mean, we've obviously been chilling in the green for a minute and look to chill there even longer. We think this is the 60-second meatlock that will get us there. So, any last thoughts on this one, mate?
No, great matchup, great lock. Throw in the comments, are you locking down with the meaties or are you taking the snake in the grass?